Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, if you experience emotional eating, guys, I'm going to tell you three different ways, three simple and easy ways to manage your emotional eating. That way you can manage your weight. Because a lot of times people think it is, you got to be in a calorie deficit. You got to eat super healthy. And those things are important, but a lot of times people can't lose the weight because of the life adversities that we be going through. You know what I'm saying? I be going through shit too, y'all. I be going through stress and overwhelm. And, you know, at times in my life in the past, man, I would binge eat on junk food. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being straight up and transparent with y'all. Like I used to, when I first got into doing my whole fitness training thing in person, you know, when you're trying to get your business out the ground, you going through the hustle work, you grinding, and there's a whole lot of uncertainty. And I found myself eating a lot of junk food. I'm talking about Cinnamon Toast Crunch all the time, Honey Buns all the time, Oreos all the time. I would look forward to the end of the day to where I could eat these foods to comfort me from all the stress that I was going through. And I know that some of y'all may be going through the same thing, especially with it being the holidays. You may find yourself, maybe you're mourning for somebody that you love and care about that may have passed away. You know what I'm saying? That's real stress. You know what I'm saying? So you may be emotionally eating, emotionally drinking, or abusing drugs or whatever it is. I want to show you how to navigate this stuff, okay? And it's very simple. And these are things that are easy to incorporate into your life to start seeing some progress. All right. So the first thing is this. You have to realize and recognize what your triggers are. What are your emotional triggers? All right. For me, back when I first started my whole fitness business in person, my trigger was stress. My trigger was overwhelm, not knowing like what I really need to be doing, even anxiety. You know what I'm saying? These are real emotions that we feel as men and women. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we human. All right. And so if you experience these things, it's normal. But you have to realize what they are. And then once you realize what those things are, now you can say to yourself, okay, well, how can I navigate my life in a way where I don't have as much stress? And so what I started doing, whenever I would have these thoughts of, well, if you lose this client right here, you might go broke and you might not have enough money to pay your rent this month, Jay. Or, man, you really need to have this client for this long to be able to take care of these bits. Like, those were the type of things that were going through my head. And it just made me extremely stressed when I first got into my career, right? But what I started doing was, whenever I would notice those thoughts would creep into my mind, I started changing my thoughts, because we can't really control what we think about, like whatever pops into our mind, but we can control the next thought that we have. And so I said to myself, okay, well, seeing that I'm thinking about this, let me go hit the gym. Seeing that I'm thinking about this, let me read a book. Seeing that I needed different things to occupy my thoughts when those triggers would happen. Some of y'all, you may be triggered from something at work. You may be triggered from something that's happening in your family. You might be angry with somebody. You might be sad. It's different things that happen. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give yourself some grace. Like, things are going to happen. Sometimes it's completely out of our control. And maybe it might be a bad breakup. I know I've had coaching clients who have gone through bad breakups and divorces. And I'm like, listen, we need to channel those thoughts that you're having. And I know it's painful, but we need to channel the thoughts that you're having and the energy that you're putting towards that into improving you. And so don't just change your thoughts by just looking at TV, binge watching on movies. No, do channel that energy into something, your thoughts into something that's going to improve you versus sabotage you. These are things I started doing. And so whether it's working out, learning a new skill, learning a new habit, like guys, just the habit of learning how to eat properly. Like get on YouTube and just learn how to, cook. Some of y'all don't even know how to cook. You don't even know what seasonings you can use to make your food taste better. Y'all be complaining about, oh, chicken's so boring. Damn, chicken ain't bored. Your ass boring, because you don't know how to switch up the ingredients to make the chicken taste good. And so pour your thoughts into something that's going to improve you. Pour your energy into something that's going to improve you. Okay? And when you look up a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you come out better than where you are right now. All right? And that's the first thing. Know your triggers, and then start to weave other habits and routines into your life to improve yourself, to take your mind off of those triggers. Number 2, your environment. Yes, guys, you have to change your environment. Like, guys, as much discipline and self-discipline that I would say I have right now, if I have honey buns, if I have Oreos, if I have chips or whatever it is in my house, and I'm stressed after a long day of working, man, I'm gonna eat it. I am going to eat that food, because guys, we're creatures of our environment. And so if you know you can't have it in the house, or else you go eat it if it's in the house, you got to make sure that you don't have those foods in your house. And so that way you don't emotionally eat on those foods, because if it's low resistance to get those foods, you go eat it. Of course, you could get your ass up and go to the gas station, go to the grocery store and go get it. But if it's late at night, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11, and you feeling a little emotional, but it's not in the junk food not in the house. You be like, damn, man, I put some clothes on. I gotta get in the car, I gotta drive there, I gotta pay for it, I gotta come back. It's higher resistance. You see what I'm saying? And guys, it just makes it easier just not having it in the house. Like, yeah, of course, I can still get up and go to the grocery store. But I'm like, after I done thought about all the different hoops that I got to jump through to get to that food, to get it back to the house to eat it, I'm like, man, I don't want to do all that. Let me just drink some water and go to sleep. Let me eat me a protein bar and go to sleep. Let me eat me a yogurt or something and go to sleep. You see what I'm saying? And then you use your environment to help you, all right, by controlling your environment, all right? Those are the main 2 things I want to talk about. There's one other thing as well, and that's just your standards, man. Your standards. We're all gonna go through different adversities, different whether it be overwhelmed and stressed, and you're feeling sad, but it's got to be something inside you that's just like, man, I gotta do better than this. I can't be living like this. And that's a standard. You got to take pride in wanting to live a certain way and even feel a certain way, because I was at a point where I was eating all this junk food and I didn't feel good on a daily basis. I had brain fog. I was having eczema and shit on my hands and on my feet. I'm like, man, what is going on here? And at that time, I didn't realize how much, the type of food you eat can affect, your skin, I even had acid reflux because of the type of food I was eating. And it would have me stand up super late at night. And I'm like, man, I can't even go to sleep. And then I was like, man, I'm tired of feeling like this. Let me just change up the way I'm eating. Let's see if that helps. Because I didn't know as much about nutrition as I do now, but I did start making some changes with the foods I was eating. And it just so happened, once I made those changes, because I just got tired of feeling tired, I was like, damn, man, I don't have my hands starting to look better all of a sudden all the time. Dang, I don't have acid reflux waking up out of my sleep because my esophagus is burning. Like I'm feeling like I'm about to have a heart attack or something. I'm not going through that no more. And that's because I started raising my standards of, man, I don't want to feel bad no more. You might be thinking to yourself, man, I'm tired of looking at myself in the mirror and I'm not happy with what I see. I'm tired of, putting on clothes that I really like putting on, or buying new clothes because your old clothes don't fit no more. Raise your standards, man, and start eating better. And so that way, when you're going through these emotional time periods and you're going through adversity, your standards is what causes you not to emotionally eat. Because you're like, man, it feels real good to eat this cake right now, this cookie right now, but I can't be living like that. I do it every now and then. I can't do it all the time, man. Because if I do it all the time, I'm not gonna feel good. If I do it all the time, I'm not gonna be happy about how I look. I'm not gonna be proud of the way my body look when I'm in clothes or when I take my clothes off. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got family. God, some of y'all got kids. Like, don't you want to have the energy and the bandwidth to be able to enjoy life with your kids versus just existing, just doing the bare minimum? You know what I'm saying? And that requires raising your standards. Like, yeah, you want to be, a great mom or a great father, but why not go that extra mile to not just pay the bills, not just have a roof on their head, not just have clothes on their back, but have the energy, have the presentation to be able to enjoy life with them. Go to Disney World or I know we got Six Flags out here in Atlanta, and not be tired as hell. Like, damn, baby, we can't do that. I'm gonna be too tired. My back gonna be hurting. My knees gonna be hurting, baby. You ain't gotta be like that, because you done raise your standards and you're not allowing the emotional eating to be your limitations in life. You see what I'm saying? But these are things you want to do. All right. Hopefully y'all found this podcast helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the follow button. Leave your boy a 5-star rating so we continue to grow this movement. We out of here. Let's go. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.